Welcome to Hospitality Technology's RTN Member Voices. I'm Robert Firpo-Cappiello, Editor-in-Chief at Hospitality Technology. My guest is Bill Bellissimo, CEO at CrunchTime. Bill, welcome to RTN Member Voices. I would love to give you a minute to tell our audience a little bit about yourself and the CrunchTime mission.
Great. Thank you, Robert. Thanks for having me. So I came from the restaurant industry. And many years ago, 25 years ago, I really just set out to build the tools I wish I had when I was running my own restaurant. And so that's where CrunchTime came from. And, it wasn't designed by a bunch of folks sitting in a conference room trying to figure out what would be nice. I mean, my whole team has been living and breathing restaurants their entire professional careers. So we understand what the back of the kitchen looks like. We understand the challenges because we lived those challenges. We made all the mistakes. We did all the crazy stuff that restaurant people do, trying to get it right and deliver great service. So we set out to simplify operations, make sure that people working in those restaurants had good information so they could run their restaurants effectively and parse through that blizzard of information that's happening when you're running restaurants every day. We focus on how do you scale a restaurant? How do you grow and keep what's special about that restaurant? So how do you scale it effectively? And then just how do you simplify the technology in the stack in the restaurant? So again, in the end of keeping those restaurants super simple. So that's what we set out to do.
Yeah. I love that. I love that CrunchTime is restaurant people serving restaurant people. And with that in mind, I would love to hear from your point of view, where do you see industry challenges right now that technology can address?
Well, it's the labor stuff, right? I mean, it's just so hard to run restaurants today, and there's just a lot of challenges. Everyone is expected to do more with less, and that just, in addition to just trying to deliver the right level of service to people who are in the restaurants, it's just really stressful. So it really adds another dimension of another degree of difficulty to the day-to-day restaurant business. And then the restaurant business is also impaired by the fact that wages are going up, and the statutory environment is getting increasingly complex. So I think the challenges around labor is a real double whammy that is really that we're all struggling with. I think the second dimension is just the supply chain is just broken, right? It's just broken. So, you get your order guides all set up and what I need to buy and all the ingredients I need to run my restaurants. And then, your suppliers don't have them and you're sending in substitutes. And then that just adds a whole nother dimension of operational complexity, which no one wants, right? And then the third dimension is just the whole service model has changed, right? And dine-in isn't what dine-in was 2 years ago, right? I mean, COVID has really fundamentally and forever just changed the whole service delivery model, so that dine-in isn't as much of a thing anymore, right? It's drive-through and it's delivery and it's pickup and all these other kind of sales channels that, again, we're trying to simplify restaurant operations. That's our mission. And everything that's happening is adding complexity. And certainly just the fact that in the middle of this existential threat to our industry, where, people aren't going out and dining, then also, and by the way, we're going to make it really hard to hire people and keep people and get food, and we're going to change the whole model of how you deliver service.
Yeah.
Have at it. So clearly there's lots and lots of challenges, and that's we set out on day one to simplify restaurant operations, and nothing about the last 2 years has been helpful in that regard.
Yeah, we would, I know our Hospitality Technology and Restaurant Technology Network audience would love to hear your insights into how technology and specifically some CrunchTime tools can help address some of these challenges and help restaurants get back up on their feet and start growing again.
Yeah, so it's an interesting problem, but it's also consistent with what we've been doing forever, right? simplify operations. And one of the ways you simplify operations is solving for that blizzard of information that's coming in from all directions. So we've invested very heavily on data and analytics, on machine learning and artificial intelligence. And because there is such really rich information, if you can take that information, you can start to automate operations. So for example, why does a human have to do an order to a supplier? We know how much inventory you have on hand. We know your historical consumption patterns. We know your sales forecast. We know your safety stocks. We know your menu. We know your recipes. We know how to transmit directly to your suppliers. So why don't you let us do that, right? There's a lot of really hard stuff that really requires human engagement, like building up your teams and making sure you're focused on your customers and guests. Let us do some of that kind of number crunching, really important, but tasks that the computers can do really well. And so we've built a whole ecosystem in our application. You know, why does a human have to do the ordering or the receiving of goods? Why does someone have to do a forecast? Why does someone have to do a labor schedule? We have this rich data and we can do that. And if you could hire an employee in your restaurants that could do all your ordering, all your receiving, all your inventories, all your labor scheduling, all your sales forecasting, that would be a great employee. Well, what if you could just get that from the system? It didn't have to worry about it. Eliminate all that noise. What a great thing. So we've spent a lot of time trying to de-stress the restaurant by automating some of those really stressful tasks that computers do really, really well. So your team can be focused on the stuff that's really gonna create a great guest experience. The second idea that we've really focused on is just mobility. I mean, you know, no one wants, you got to bring the operations to the user, not drive the user to the operations. And by that I mean is that I should be able to do my job anywhere, anytime, on any device. I shouldn't have to go to the back office and sit in the back office and do stuff. I should just be able to be on my feet and engaging with my team and doing the things and having the functions pushed to me. I should be able to do it on my phone or on my tablet or wherever I need to be. And so we built a whole suite of tools that augment our solution, that are fully integrated with our solution, so that we don't care. You want to do your inventory on an iPad, you want to do your ordering on your phone, you want to, you know, do a line check or an inspection on your tablet or back off. Great. So we've automated everything. We've made it so that we're democratizing the user experience. So it could be on any device. And you know what? Today's kids who are working in the restaurant world, it's kind of what they expect, right? They just want to be able to kind of do their thing on their device. And so we're certainly enabling that. And then I think the third thing is just driving data consistency. You can't have these silos of information. So what we've done as part of this whole endeavor is just make sure that the data is available and we're seamlessly plugging into the data ecosystem, whether it's your accounting system, whether it's your payroll system, whether it's your point of sale, whether it's with your vendors. We've created this kind of platform so that, you know, single source of the truth. It's all there, right? It's all the data is integrated. All the systems are working together. And we're at the middle of all that. We're the kind of nerve center that's making sure that your team members are making good decisions, that your vendors are fully integrated with your back office system, your employees are fully integrated with your back office system, accounting and payroll fully integrated, bi-directional integration, so that, again, from a single operations platform, you have all the things you need to do to drive the restaurant. And again, comes back to day one when I started CrunchTime, simplicity, right? Simplicity. Just let's try to eliminate all the noise and distractions, and so we can be focused on a great guest experience. And that's everything we do is really driven by that sentiment.
Yeah,
I hope that makes sense. But
yeah, no, you're very, like, the message crystal clear is that technology can help enhance the people to people part of the restaurant experience, to free up the staff to do the important stuff and meet guests where they want to be met. It's so important.
Yeah.
This has been a pleasure, Bill. This is RTN Member Voices. We've been speaking with Bill Bellissimo, CEO at CrunchTime. Want to thank you, Bill, and thank our audience.
Yeah, thank you, Robert.